What's your name?
I'm Mike West.
What's the name of the project?
OOTHECA.
What does that mean?
It's an egg. Insect. Of an insect or something.
Do you find yourself in your creations to be looking toward a sort of belonging or a belonging to a community, or do you prefer to feel more inspired in loneliness or isolation?
Yeah, it's definitely the latter, the isolation. I feel like it gives me a space where I can talk about all those things that I don't know how I could possibly put into words, all those twisted feelings that I couldn't possibly bring in speech, tell anybody. I could just make it and let it speak for itself, and what it is just that isolation, the result of that.
What are some challenges you face in being yourself, making this style of music?
Well, challenges. Making the style of music isn't too hard. It's just what I like. It comes naturally, It's how I feel comfortable. It's the music I feel comfortable making, but the challenge comes in differentiating it and making it special. I think there are lots of people who just put out the same thing over and over, and at that point, why are you doing it? Why don't you just. You've already heard it, or make something different, make something worth making.
So you would say your music, your art is sort of an extension of yourself, an extension of the evolution of yourself.
Yeah, totally.
So that word escapism. So in queer communities, escapism takes shape in drag, voguing, all that. What does that word mean to you and what you create?
Being able to leave the normal pressures of everyday life, just being a person who has to maintain relationships and keep people happy and keep everything up. I can get out of that and just be me, be a reflection of what I want to be, while also distancing myself from myself so that I can kind of get rid of all of those little things that are gnawing away at me that keep me from expressing myself fully. To escape, I can be far more honest about myself.
So in heavy metal, some queer icons I can think of are Rob Halford, obviously, Judas Priest, legend. But some might not realize one of the key figures in black metal, of Norway at least, is Gal. He's an openly gay man. Has he inspired you at all?
Yeah, sure, am I allowed to curse on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking badass. He doesn't care.
So has your sexuality influenced your art in an objective way or any sort of symbolic way at all?
Maybe passively, just overall attitude of doing my own thing and just being who I want to be, no matter what, and yeah, I guess so. It's more both would root from that, rather than one influencing the other.
So a lot of people might not realize when we look at black metal, we just look at the white dudes from Norway. But, like, really, the genesis of the style began with, in Latin American countries like Brazil. Let's talk about some of those bands. How have they influenced you? Because they were the first wave, and these people of color who presented themselves in a very queer fashion, I think, kind of started this genre. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, totally. They had definitely sent the sound. Before then, it was kind of just like rock and rolly stuff with some spikes here and there, and then these guys down in Brazil just did all this shit, put all this makeup on these massive spikes, and got all super stylized and out there. And the music was over the top, and it didn't sound like rock and roll. It just sounded like weird noise.
Yeah.
And shit was just choice. It changed everything, and it was because of them. And people like Mystifier too, in that same vein, with the super stylized way of dressing and all the experimental music. They had lots of keyboards, and it was all like big and grandiose. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was a big step. That was very important for the genre.